Hello and welcome back to Picks and Portraits. Taking a break from propaganda, I wanted to venture into something that I love, tokusatsu, the special effects subgenre of Japanese film. We covered its roots in our IG Tsuburaya video, and I'd like to expand on that by taking a casual jaunt through the career and influence of Shotaro Ishinomori. Ishinomori was instrumental in the development not only of the genre, but the mythology of Japanese superheroes as a whole. Just as a note, while Ishinomori was a prolific anime and manga artist, this video will be focusing exclusively on his tokusatsu output. Before we get into that though, let's take a quick look at the history of Japanese superheroes and how they first came to the screen. Superhero mythology is strongly associated with Western culture, the costumed hero, your Batmans and Supermans, but the modern idea of a Caped Crusader was actually born on a street corner in Tokyo. Kimishibai, or paper theater, was a form of entertainment that involved traveling storytellers who would set up a small viewing window on street corners. Inside these makeshift theaters were a series of illustrations the presenter would rotate through, crafting a narrative similar to a picture book. Popular during the Great Depression and throughout World War II, kimishibai was also an effective way of broadcasting news and current events. In 1931, Suzuki Ichiro and Takeo Nakamatsu created Ogon Bat, translated Golden Bat. Golden Bat is a time-traveling being that battles evil. He is invincible, possesses superhuman strength, and, being a bat, can fly. Named after a brand of cigarettes, Ogon Bat is generally considered to be the world's first superhero. As a predecessor to manga and anime, kimishibai remained popular until the early 1950s, when it was largely replaced by television. 1957 brought Supergiant, Japan's first on-screen superhero. Debuting in a theatrical short by the same name, Supergiant was an invincible entity from the Emerald Planet. He travels through space and defends the Earth from terrorists as well as supernatural threats. We'll be seeing a lot of that. The next year, Moonlight Mask premiered, becoming the first superhero to appear on Japanese television, followed by a series of 6 movies. Created by Koan Kawashi and produced by Toei, Moonlight Mask more or less set the template for everything that followed. It featured a masked hero whose identity was never revealed. The producers were actually so dedicated to the secret that during the show's credits, the role of Moonlight Mask is credited simply to a question mark. Moonlight Mask was extremely popular with kids, however, it was cancelled when a child died imitating a stunt they had seen on the show. Still, the success of Moonlight Mask launched what will become known as the Toei Superheroes. Over the next few years, several new heroes emerged following a similar format and aesthetic, all produced by the film studio Toei. In 1971, Toei produced the first tokusatsu series from Shotaro Ishinomori, Kamen Rider. Beginning his career as an assistant to Osamu Tezuka, Ishinomori had established himself as a prominent manga artist. One of his best-known series, Cyborg 009, featured a group of cyborg heroes exacting revenge on the scientists who converted them, while his Skullman is among the first anti-heroes in manga, who would stop at nothing to avenge his parents' death. Kamen Rider was intended to be an adaptation of Skullman, but I'm assuming the themes proved too dark for a children's show. Instead, the eponymous hero is a motorcycling grasshopper cyborg who battles Shocker, an organization comprised of former Nazis. I can get behind that. With Kamen Rider, Ishinomori created a trope that exists in Japanese media to this day. In what is known as the Henshin sequence, Takeshi Hongo becomes Kamen Rider by striking a pose and shouting Henshin. This has since become the standard transformation procedure in everything from Sailor Moon to The Legend of Zelda. Kikaider was a similar concept, with an android protecting its creator and its children from the evil organization Dark. Kikaider is notable for a few reasons. It was one of the first series to be aired in the US, it was very popular in Hawaii, as well as the first containing a warning discouraging children from imitating what they see. Ishinomori continued to further the genre with 1975's Himitsu Sentai Carranger, the first Super Sentai series. Translated, Secret Squad Carranger, it featured a group of elite agents battling, you guessed it, an evil terrorist organization. Carranger was followed in 1977 by Jacker Dengekitai, which dropped one member and swapped terrorism for organized crime. From the very beginning, tokusatsu has been localized for Western audiences, be it the inclusion of Raymond Burr in Godzilla, or Supergiant becoming Starman. In the late 70s, Toei hoped to introduce Super Sentai to foreign markets with a collaboration with Marvel Comics. The intent of this partnership was to exchange IP, with each company gaining exposure to the other's audience. This gave us a Toku Spider-Man, which was extremely popular in Japan, but Toei's export, Teo Sentai Vulcan, failed to attract America's interest. It wouldn't be until the early 90s that Super Sentai broke through to American audiences. But what a breakthrough. Combining the action scenes from 1992's Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger and footage of American actors, producer Haim Saban gave us the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This process proved to be extremely successful and would be repeated many times as Power Rangers became a pop culture phenomenon, just as Super Sentai had. Ishinomori continued producing series through the 80s and 90s, but passed away in 1998, with his final toku, Voice Lugger, airing the following year. Still, his legacy lives on. So that more or less takes us through 70 years of Japanese pop culture. Shotaro Ishinomori was extremely prolific, and this was not meant to be an exhaustive retrospective. Again, a casual jaunt. We will be exploring this topic further in a process video over on Patreon, patreon.com/picsandportraits. You can support us there. I am no expert, so feel free to correct or comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and share it. Tell a friend. It would help us out a lot. As always, thank you so much for your interest in this channel, and thank you so much for watching.